Nigeria's capital, Lagos, is home to this unique community known as the Makoko. It's also sometimes called the Venice of Africa, because just like in Italy, it also has several waterways in which you can only travel through by boat. Yet aside from sharing Venice's famous waterways, Makoko also shares the same number of residents. Because just like Venice, Makoko has a population of more than 250,000 people, and that speaks a lot as it continues to thrive, despite the unique daily challenges that it faces. In fact, Makoko is comprised of smaller communities led by local chiefs called Ba'ales, and they stand as the leaders, protectors, and guides of each sector. And the way these Ba'ales handle crimes is something to be proud of as well, because when a thief is caught, he is put on a canoe and paraded through the entire village so that everyone knows his crime and his face. As a result, crime is very rare here, since these Ba'ales do their jobs as best as they can in keeping social harmony within villages. Yet apart from their unique law enforcement strategy, one thing that also sets them apart is their ingenuity, because it's clear that the people of this village have adapted so well that they've even built floating schools, used boats as mini-markets, and even have unique floating bars and brothels. It's safe to say that even with some limitations, the people here have basically made their entire society work, as they heavily depend on the lagoon and its resources. Also, the majority of Makoko's residents are fisher folk, as it's the main food source for every single person in this village. But little do these people know that their main food source isn't as healthy as it looks. Because, although tons of fish are bred, farmed, and caught in the lagoon, every day the lagoon itself isn't the safest breeding ground. Makoko itself is located just beside the urban megacity of Lagos, which is a huge contrast in lifestyle by comparison, as it's one of the most economically and financially significant cities in Africa. Because of this, tons of waste from the city sometimes end up in the lagoon, causing huge amounts of trash and chemicals to end up infesting the local ecosystem. As a result, the fish from the lagoon contain microplastics, chemicals, and various microscopic metals that, when consumed by people, may lead to several unwanted diseases, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. Makoko also faces several other water-transmitted diseases, one of them being malaria, which becomes very rampant during the rainy season, and since the way of life here isn't the same as in the city beside them, sometimes getting medical attention can definitely be a nightmare. But there's one more problem that's deeply engraved within Makoko, and that's overpopulation. Since the city of Lagos has become an established business sector, many people from across the continent have come here looking for better opportunities. With the city being so densely populated, a lot of these travelers end up getting opportunities in Makoko instead. When added up to the inadequate sex education and contraceptive options, overpopulation becomes completely unavoidable. Yet even being dealt with such problems, they remain unmoved by challenges, all while making sure that their community keeps thriving by keeping it as clean as they possibly can. They're proof that the human spirit will always find a way through the toughest challenges.